Hey everyone, today is Wednesday, July 1st, 2020. Happy Canada Day. Um, Hope you guys had a great uh, day off and celebrated Canada Day. A lot of my audience are actually Canadians, so hope you guys enjoy the day and also enjoy the evening tonight. So let's take a look at the market. The market was still in session. Let's see. The S&P E-mini. Oh, where was my drawings? Okay, let me just redraw these things for you. So yesterday I talked about, not yesterday, I've been talking about it for a long time, that we have a supply zone overhead because this consolidation went on for 10 days and a lot of sellers are trapped in this area. And we came down, we tried to push into this zone, which we could not. We came down again. Now we're back trying to retest this particular zone, right? And yesterday I talked about that once I expect today the price to go inside this zone to, to half the price range. Yesterday I talked about that in the video, and that's exactly what it did. And today I was able to liquidate all my positions. I made some money, which is good. I bought around here, sold around here. And that's great. Made some money, very happy. Today is a good day. And the market could continue to climb up for all I can see, but that's where I took off my position. Because I believe that this particular correction here is just not enough for the market to regain all that energy to make a new high. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think what's going to happen is that it's going to roll over and probably fall down to this particular level. I think we might heading for a bit slightly larger correction than what most people are expecting. Because if you look at the market right now, you're probably not going to expect something like this happen, right? Market is always going to do something unexpected, but if we do some logical deduction, this is the result I think that's most likely to happen. Actually, this is the thing that's most likely to happen because it would be too easy for the holders to someone is holding here on June, someone who bought around June 8th to June 10th. These guys, if we came up and save all these guys, that's not even a month, and that's just too easy for these guys to become profitable. I think that and all these guys, and actually if you look at the level right now, the market structure right now, everyone who bought after June 2nd right now are barely profitable. Okay, and everyone who bought last month, the entire people who bought last month are barely profitable right now, except the guys who bought at these sharp dips. So I think right now the balance of supply between the bulls and bears are pretty kind of equal when we get to this particular low, because we have people who bought here, we have people who bought here and here, and who bought here. So the conflicts here at this price range is quite a lot, okay? And I expect this to fail. And I think we might come down to this particular level so that there will be a better buying opportunities when we get down to this level. Okay. Other than that, I really don't have anything else to talk about. What else? Okay, Bitcoin cryptocurrency, still doing this. Yeah, in my last video, I talked about right now could be a potential move up. I was comparing that to something like, I remember there was a chart of Ericsson, a stock I was trading a long time ago. Let me just grab this again. Those stock I was trading a long time ago, right? And I saw a similar market structure, a pattern. And this could be just a pure coincidence, of course, but I pasted over here, and it turns out it's fairly similar. So, and that was right before Ericsson broke out. So I would still trust this pattern to happen, with obviously a grain of salt. And we'll see how that's gonna play out, right? So this thing probably moved over here. We're probably gonna climb over. I don't know, honestly. These patterns, they never exactly the same, but at least give you an indication that right now is probably not a good time to sell. Okay, if you think the Bitcoin could go down even more, I would definitely do not suggest, I would not suggest you to sell right now, because anything could happen in this market. This thing could go down to this level and accumulate more, or this thing could just like take off, right? And the thing is, if you are expecting this to go down, don't sell your current position, right? Wait for this to go down and put more money into it, right? Add to your position, and don't short it. This thing right now, it can't go either way, in my opinion, and it has a very high probability of going either way. Much higher probability to go to the upside, in my opinion. So don't do that. Don't sell this. What else? Ethereum. Ethereum is slightly different situation. You can see the Ethereum pattern is different. I think the Ethereum, Bitcoin, the thing is about Ethereum is that and Bitcoin is that there are instances in the history that it's actually happened very often. Ethereum doesn't follow Bitcoin's price action exactly, right? So if I just look at Ethereum as by itself right now, I just don't think that this is just gonna continue to go up, okay? Because this market structure is very different from Bitcoin. I actually think that this thing might try to test this particular line here, and because it's tried to test a couple of times already, and then came down to this level, which is a very interesting zone. Let me just put this into a different time frame. Where's my box? Where's my drawings? Rectangle. There we go. So this zone is a very interesting zone, right? Because this zone has been a level of interest for a long time. If you look at this, a lot of transactions have happened between this particular zone, and you can see that once we might come down and retest this zone, right? I think a level of interest would be somewhere around this level, maybe from here where we found the buyers. So let me just put this in drawings. So I think that we probably there's a lot of buyer here. You can see the price bounce very sharply. So I would just use this as a level of reference. Of course, it could go below it or above it. Doesn't matter. I think we might come down and consolidate briefly before Ethereum actually takes off. So I'm expecting something like this, and then take up. You can see that this particular zone and this, it's just getting squeezed. I mean, the shape is getting, it's like an angle where the price is accumulating energy, and what they call this, they have some sort of technical term to this, like a declining triangle, descending triangle. They call this probably descending triangle, and descending triangle can break either way. It can be, break down, break up. I think this descending triangle, if it does happen, just gonna break up to the upside. And we are not very far from the end of triangle. If you look at this, it's gonna be within this here. So I think Bitcoin might take off first, just like 2016. If you guys look at history of 2016, Bitcoin actually took off first for almost a year ahead of all the other cryptocurrencies. And then all the other cryptocurrency followed. Actually, there was a huge divergence between the Bitcoin's price and the Ethereum price. If you look at this, let me just show you here. So they don't really follow exactly, and Ethereum might be kind of lagging to Bitcoin. So look at this huge crash of Ethereum from $13 to $5, but during that time, Bitcoin was actually up quite a lot. Bitcoin actually doubled during that time. Let me just put this comparison here. You see that? There was a time that Ethereum and Bitcoin price actually diverged completely. You can see that. So in history, if Bitcoin does take off, there are brief periods that Ethereum could underperform. So it's actually a good idea to divide your holdings by half, so that you have better diversification in your cryptocurrency portfolio. For example, in this scenario, Bitcoin was 500, this particular 600 at this particular spot. Ethereum eventually went to $5, but Bitcoin went to 900. So Bitcoin actually doubled, Ethereum halved, and that was actually a very good time to sell your Bitcoin and buy Ethereum. And Ethereum absolutely outperformed Bitcoin afterwards. Okay, and that's all I want to talk about. And see you guys next time. Enjoy your evening. Bye bye.